Hey guys, Justin brought up a good point. He said that when I was running through the tutorial here, especially during the combat phase, it seemed like I was just kind of breezing through. And you will kind of maybe do that at the beginning, just because it is an easier area. But I'm just going to go back through and kind of do some of the combat and showcase a different class here, which is the mercenary, the dex build. Remember, class is just an early boost to a specific play style. The Knight and the Herald do have a shield that does 100% of physical absorption, so those are good classes to start off with. Plus, the Herald can stab with the shield or with the spear behind the shield, and so kind of like a Spartan. Doing so requires more stamina, and remember, when you have your shield up, your stamina recovers back slower. So just keep that in mind. As I said, the Knight, Mercenary, Warrior, Herald are good classes, and then Sorcerer, Pyromancer, Cleric if you want to cast spells. I did pick the Burial Gift of Life Ring because I just think that's a good one. You should always go with that. Unless you want something else, pick something else if you want. All right. And just real quick, every character moves the same speed. It's just that strength weapons tend to attack slower but do more damage, and dex weapons tend to attack faster but do less damage. So just keep that in mind as well when you're thinking about your play style. Now, while you're going through the world of Dark Souls, you will acquire souls. These can be used to imbue yourself with more power, but also to buy items at the shrine. Should, or better yet, I should say, when you die, because you will die, you will leave a green bloodstain at the point of your death, in which your souls will be kept. If you reach the bloodstain and touch it, you will regain your souls. Fail to reach it, however, and that will be lost forever. So, with this in mind, remember it's always a good idea to go back to the shrine and spend them when you have a lot on you. Now, I'm just going to run through and go over quick few things. Remember, pushing down on the right thumbstick will lock on. LB will have your shield up. Now, my shield does not do 100% physical absorption, so every time I do get hit, it will do damage. But, this isn't a button smashing game. You could get through the first area and some other areas by just button smashing, that's true. However, it's better to be reactive. Look at this guy and look at his moveset. When does he open it up for attack? When do I have time to move in? As a dex build, I have more faster ways to get in there and attack. As a strength build, you might have to wait for a bigger opening unless you want to trade, which a lot of times with strength builds you do. See, now that guy, I just walked up and hit him. I didn't even lock onto him or anything. I knew I was going to be able to walk up and close the distance and kill him before he even got there. This is just the tutorial phase, so it allows me to backstab pretty easily. Normally, if you run up on somebody so loudly, they might turn around. So, you can always just kind of sneak up on them a little bit. Lighter armor you're wearing and stuff, better chance you have of them not turning around. But like as I said, that's going to happen so infrequent, I would try to make your build around that. I'm holding down B to sprint, and I'm just going through, I'm just clearing out the enemies because I know where they all are. So when you're playing the game, you're not going to want to do that because you're not sure what's around the corner. And you want to be cautious. You kind of want to maybe peer around the corner. Okay, here I go. Okay, I see a guy over there. Oh, he's got a crossbow. He's going to shoot at me. If I try to run up to him, do I see any other guys that are going to try to run up behind me and backstab me? No? Okay, I'm going to move in. Alright, I'm just going to strife. My shield up. Most likely he'll miss. Boom, there we go. Alright. Remember these guys over here? I'm just hitting RB to taxi, just like that. Speed. Because they're so slow to attack. But see, like every time he swings, especially that overhead swing, he leaves himself open. So I have plenty of time to move in and kill him. Remember, B is your best friend, okay? You're going to dodge a lot in this game, especially when you pick a class that doesn't have a 100% damage absorption shield. And you can dodge almost every attack in the game by timing your dodge just right here. You also have a unique attack every time you roll and you attack out of it. See how that's a little different? Even when you run and sprint and attack, you'll have a different attacking animation. Also, just to kind of go over the scaling and everything for the weapons again. So if we look at the weapon here, this Sellsword Twin Blades, you'll see down at the bottom where it says EC dash dash, that's for strength, dexterity, intelligence, and faith. So I need a strength of 10 to wield this item and a dexterity of 16. And then the higher the letter, the more value you get from like your strength or dexterity or whatever the requirement is. So this is obviously a dex weapon, so the higher my dex, the more bonuses I'll get. So where it says physical damage 99 plus 14, and that 14 will go up every time my dexterity goes up. Now you did notice that it does say twin blades. That's because if I hit Y, instead of two-handing the weapon, I'll actually dual-wield the weapon. There's about 20 to 25 weapons in the game that do this, such as like claws, like Wolverine type claws, or there's a pair of spears that does this, a pair of hammers. There's a rapier that has like a rapier in one hand and like throwing knives in the other. And basically, if I hit RB, I'm going to do my single one-handed attack again. If I hit right trigger, I'm going to do my strong attack again. But if I hit left bumper, instead of holding up my shield, I'm actually going to do a dual blade attack. Same thing if I hit the left trigger, I'll do my weapon art. Now the weapon art is only this, but I followed it up with a right trigger to just extend it. So whenever you get a new weapon, you just want to equip it and kind of see what the movesets are and how you can manipulate it and go from there. So I'm going to dodge from now on because I do not have a shield up, so that's going to be my primary defense. Now see, for example, if this guy was like way back here, you might not have wanted to run up on him because you don't know what's around this corner. Now we do know that these guys are just chilling here, so it's not that big of a deal. But just keep in mind when you play the other game that you get to further levels that could be the case. So like for example, there's a guy on each side of this path here, right? So if I was just kind of like playing casually and I'm like running, and I'm like, oh look, there's a guy right here, kill him, yeah, dead, haha, I'm awesome. Uh-oh, boom, I didn't even see that guy, holy crap, like that. So you just want to be cautious when you're playing. So yeah, so that's just how you want to play. And I just want to go over a few other things real quick. Remember to be sure to explore all the different areas. They'll show different paths. They'll show lead you to better armor and equipment. And there is a risk, because you're not sure what comes around the corner or not. Remember, as soon as you pull out the sword, start wailing on this guy, and then you're just going to want to kind of move to the right. Okay. Now about this time, he's able to be locked on whenever he gets up, or starts to lift his head up, and just move to the right. See, he totally missed me. And then he did that shoulder attack, so that's something I need to be aware of. Okay, I'm going to heal up. X is the heal, and then, oh, he got me again. He's got me on the ropes. I'm going to heal up again. I'm just going to keep moving to the right. And I'm going to try to dodge. Okay, move in, get a couple hits, dodge. Move in, get a couple hits. Okay. So whenever he's attacking me without a spear, they're quicker attacks, but they do less damage, so that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, now, when he drags his arm across, he can hurt you, so just keep that in mind. Also, make sure to, there I hit him enough times where I staggered him and he fell down. You'll get additional bonuses to damage there. Remember to read the item description. When he jumps up like that, you want to make sure that you kind of jump or dodge when he's coming down. Like I said, read the item descriptions. A lot of times they're going to tell you things about the game, like hidden paths, hidden items, and a lot of the story as well, especially with keys. If you have a key and you read the key, it'll actually tell you like almost specifically where you need to use it. And then other than that, keep your equipment load below 70 because you don't want to fat roll, because like I said, everybody in the game moves the same speed. And you will, unless you're over 70%, and then you're just slow and you waste more stamina, so just keep it under 70. Alright, so if you have a big weapon, you're going to have to manage your armor, your equipment and stuff, or put more points into vitality. One final thing is when you kill bosses, you don't get one from Gundyr, but bosses later on, you'll acquire their soul. Don't spend them. You'll get their soul and it'll be like, oh, you get 2,000 souls or like a bunch of souls. But don't use them right away. You want to save those because you can use them to get weapons later on. Alright guys, hopefully this helped and kind of helped with some of the combat and some of the questions and concerns you might have. Just keep in mind you will die. It's okay. You're going to stumble at the beginning, especially for those people that are used to like first-person shooters and stuff like that. Maybe haven't played games such as Dark Souls or Batman Arkham Asylum or, a third-person over-the-shoulder melee game. You will die, but you're just gonna have to get used to it. So don't feel bad if you die to these guys up here. Don't you might have to fight Gundyr 3 or 4 times, and that's fine. But once we get through this area, I'll kind of be there to help guide you through the game. And yeah, and so the whole dying, the whole trying to get back to your souls, the difficulty of it is part of the fun. So just kind of keep that in mind. Don't get frustrated. Just think of it as like, oh, this is fun. It's challenging. That kind of thing. All right, guys. Hopefully that helps, and we'll see you in the game.